Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Skyman Universe, and today we're going to be reacting to Bad Batch episode 13, Infested. But before we begin, quote of today: get help, you're no match for him, he's a Sith Lord. If you want me to do a quote for the next video, let me know down in the comments. I must say at this point, Bad Batch has been very enjoyable. I love the fact that they sort of spiraled off and did their own thing with Hera and the Twi'leks and Ryloth. And the last episode was great. I loved it so much. It felt really nostalgic. I think that was probably the Rebels big coming in there. But the integration of Bad Batch and seeing them integrate into that mess which was happening on Ryloth and Crosshair sort of wanting to pursue them now, all the stakes feel raised and it feels very interesting again. I think the last few episodes have actually been really good, which is a great sign for Bad Batch, but then again we are sort of nearing its conclusion at the moment, so it does make you wonder where on earth this thing's going. And just the best thing, which I think got me excited the most, was when Howler, he put down his weapons and thought, F you Empire, I've had enough. And the fact that happened while they've all got their inhibitor chips in there, and other clones did it as well. That was just amazing. That sort of gave me chills, and the fact that that opened up to possibilities and makes you wonder, is this going to happen to other clones as well? I really hope it does. That'd be really good. But even if it happens to half and half and then there's civil war and they kind of like wipe each other out, I mean, that would be really sad, but also quite fitting because it just shows like the clones, they're superior warriors, I'd say, to stormtroopers, but because they're both at the same level, then they easily take each other out, if that makes sense. So I don't know how they do that, or if they do something like that. But yeah, this story is getting very interesting, and the foreboding presence of the Empire excites me great. I have no idea what this next episode is going to entail. They're sort of cherry picking all the best characters from Clone Wars and Rebels Wars at the moment, so yeah, I can't complain. I love seeing old characters in this show as well and see what they're up to during this very interesting time in between 3 and 4. So let's begin. Damn. I don't know why, but the city they keep landing to always looks the same. Probably because it is the same.
Sid better pay us.
That's why. Because it's
Forming with gun dogs.
Classic gun dogs. The pikes. I like the pikes. That episode with Count Dooku and Cypher Gears was amazing.
It's rude to
Is that...
Guess again.
No, I thought that was...
She's my pride. Ord Mantell are now my territory.
Ord Mantell, is it? I swear that's a pod racing planet from Pod Racer Revenge.
But what about Sib? What did he mean when he said she was out?
Given his tone,
They want to know,
it is a
kid.
plausible assumption that
She's
Sid
out.
was either forced or taken out.
Nicely done.
But we are taking it back.
We?
So it's
If
one
I
of
lose, you
those
lose. Don't forget
episodes,
it.
so I can start using my serum on it.
So what's your plan?
I think Omega's the one who just convinces Bad Batch to do all the crap that they actually don't want to do.
Tonight, to acquire
Like they haven't got a conscience, what's making it seem like they haven't, which they have. As in Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom vibes. So spiders. Oh dear. Buzz trucks. If I heard that, I'd be out of there straight away.
Keep moving.
Definitely get those.
Sid, I don't like this.
You fool of a tickle. Definitely sounded like orcs, so
Get them out of here.
it's too late.
Where is our payment?
Good. One of the episodes of the Pikes didn't have the last episodes of the Clone Wars.
Did not come to hear excuses.
They didn't sound like the Pikes, but now they sound like the Pikes again. So I'm happy with that.
Omega with them.
We don't have a choice.
Well, so they've got to go down into the spice infested thing and get the spice.
Our best chance is to strike before nightfall.
Then I
Or
will
just,
down
you know,
into the
light it
tower
up.
and
A load
locate
of
the
flares,
breaks.
which they don't like.
I got the kid into this mess, and I'll get her out.
Off you go then. Just just waiting for something to go wrong.
3-4 Armored.
Throw yourself in next time to riddle some of your stupidity.
This should distract them.
See ya. It's a nuclear pop.
But not with you.
Amiga's gonna save him. Because he's a bad guy, doesn't mean you have to do anything.
He made a mistake, that's all.
We do not accept bad deals.
Oh,
Ruby likes him. Maybe he's not all bad.
I was thinking that earlier on. Bad guy, but has a pet, so there must be something good in it. Wow. Did anything happen? I didn't realise. Wow. Okay. I don't know why that was just. It seemed so short, like nothing really happened. I was sort of sitting there waiting for like something to react to, but it was just a very sort of medium episode. Like it was good to watch, I suppose. This is what I don't like is when you have really high episodes and then it sort of feels like it's picking up, momentum's going, and you're like, oh yeah, this is going to be great, and it's going to lead on to this, and you start speculating about the clones and everything. Then you go sort of revert back to one of these episodes, which, you know, sort of a retrieve type scenario, like a mercenary break someone out, save someone. It's sort of that same sort of thing, which we've been seeing with, I suppose, like the Mandalorian had it, but he's a bounty hunter, so that's what he does. I mean, so that's fine. And to see it in live action is something completely different. So I think that really works. But to get that same sort of formula, and it seems to be heading with this route as well, where they're doing like extractions and things along that nature, which doesn't feel very exciting. It doesn't feel exciting for the story, because you know by the end of it would have worked, and there would have been a slight little hindrance in the middle, but then, you know, it would have worked. It's that sort of same repetitive story, which I don't think is really helping the Bad Batch at the moment. Now, I think they thrive in the scenarios like with Hera and Ryloth, and that formula I think was perfect with the Ryloth one. It was the perfect mix of something new, like different. It went away from the Bad Batch, so that was covering all of those new aspects and exciting things with Ryloth and the grand picture. But then Bad Batch were integrated into the story because they were necessary, so that worked perfectly. So we got to see them fight and how we were introduced to them in the end of the Clone Wars. And to top it off, you had the whole Empire and clones defecting as well, which was just beautiful for me anyway. And that combination, I think, that really works for the Bad Batch. It's exciting, it opens up the universe more. Also, there's big hands at play, and leads on to interesting questions. But this, I mean, what can you talk about it with this episode? I mean, what is there to talk about? There's nothing to like get you excited about. It was good to see the Pikes, yes, and it made me miss Count Dooku. And the Cypher DS episode, which I found very interesting, and I love that so much. And seeing how much the Pikes have feared in this just makes me think like how high up Count Dooku was in the chain, because he just force pushed a load of them away, or was that Anakin? Obi-Wan, I can't remember, but he just treated them like anyone else, and he just played them all. So yeah, it was. That was sort of a nostalgic hit to me, seeing them again, which that's the kind of thing I do like in this show. But for the show to work by itself, but I think that the last two episodes with the Bad Batch, that was an indication of how the episodes could be, and I think that formula, whatever worked there, should be the actual formula for all the episodes. Like, they're going to these planets and they're helping a lot of people, and it's the same sort of crap where the Empire's trying to take over, and then along the way clones are defecting, they're finding maybe more and more and more. It makes it exciting, and they get in these they're involved massively in these things, because they themselves, like, they're important, they're unique clones. Like, the Empire should really still be trying to get hold of them at this point and making more effort to, and they just keep narrowly escaping, but also creating chaos and mess for the Empire as they go from planet to planet. I think that would have been epic for the Bad Batch, but this is sort of laying low and not being seen, so they do these really small stories and undercover missions, and I don't know, I thought the Bad Batch were just, this really big imposing force, and I thought it was going to be like a game type thing, and Republic Commandos or something like that, and it was just going to be amazing. And the last episode got me really excited, and then to go back to this episode, it just, I sort of think I peaked and then went back down low again. I suppose maybe this was a fillery episode, but I always think with filler episodes, what's the point? Like, why do you need a filler episode? If you've got filler episodes, then surely you want to make a series and make sure you've got every episode written so it's all going to be exciting, so it's not going to sort of lose interest. But it's this constant thing of going up and down the whole time. It begins great, gets a bit slow, it got great, now it feels like it's getting slow again, and it's that sort of thing which loses excitement for me, I'm afraid. It's the Clone Wars, I didn't really have that. It was always exciting for me, and even what I probably consider the slightly boring episodes, they were all amazing to me. I mean, except obviously the sisters episodes. Those were monotonous, tedious, whatever you like to call it. I really dislike those with a passion, and that was such a waste. But yeah, I just don't want Bad Batch to fall into this sort of trap at the moment, because there is so much potential. We have seen it, and we've seen all the great things that Bad Batch can do and how they can make these episodes, but it's still these kind of episodes which makes me think, is Dave Filoni isn't making these episodes? I don't know, it just feels really strange, because I always thought Dave Filoni sort of looks ahead the whole time, so he knows how to create exciting things, and I thought his input would be definitely be in every episode, but you expect these episodes really at the start, but not now where it's sort of nearing the end a little bit. I thought now's sort of the perfect opportunity to build it up, and with the Ryloth thing, I thought, wow, what a great start to start doing that, but apparently not. Apparently I'm wrong. But let me know what you thought about this episode. Yeah, I just hope that next episode picks up. But if you have a favourite point in this, maybe this was your favourite episode. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this reaction, review, and watching it together. My name's Skyman Universe. Let me know your quote of the day, and I'll say it in the next video, whoever gets the most likes. But also, if you enjoyed this in my channel, make sure you leave a like down below. So take care of yourself, and remember, the Force will be with you always.